So that is scalability. That means we want to have a more scalable blockchain so that we can support more and more traffic and more transactions at the same time. At the same time, we want to reduce the gas fees to make blockchain technology more accessible to all developers. As we talked about before, the Web3 is the future of internet. We want to use the technology, actually the blockchain technology, to shape our future.
To start, we're going to talk about scalability. So, Jimmy, can you tell us, why do we need scalability?
Sure. Actually, if you work in the cryptocurrency or Web3 industry, you will notice that the EVM on the blockchain we build our dApps is going to have some problems. For example, the throughput is very limited. At this moment, maybe we can have 15 transactions per second, and we also have some, the network congestions, a lot of things. So we are in the still very early stage. So that means if we want to have a very popular dApps like we do in the Web 2.0, let me give you an example. Okay, so for Facebook, we have probably more than a billion, if not billion, but millions of active users daily. So there will be a lot of traffic, a lot of transactions need to be done. So if we put it in the Web3, it will, at this moment, it is impossible. So we want to expand the capability of Web3 infrastructure, especially for the EVM compatible blockchains. So that's the scalability, where the scalability comes from. Actually, at the same time, if the requirement is keeping increasing, that means the gas fee can be a big problem, because people want to conclude their transactions on the blockchain. So the gas fee is going higher and higher. So that's another problem we want to solve. So that is scalability. That means we want to have a more scalable blockchain so that we can support more and more traffic and more transactions at the same time. At the same time, we want to reduce the gas fees to make the blockchain technology more accessible to all developers. Because as we talked about before, the Web3 is the future of internet. We want to use the technology, actually the blockchain technology, to reshape our future.
The point is, it's significantly less.
Yeah, significantly less. Yeah,
many magnitudes less expensive. If Ethereum is $2 or $3, Polygon might be 10 cents or 1 cent,
exactly.
For example, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And then the speed is something you mentioned. Speed, we often also refer to that, I think, as throughput. I know there's sort of different speed and throughput, but the idea of sending a higher transaction volume, how does Polygon allow for a higher transaction volume compared to mainnet?
Polygon, as we know, is a layer 2 solution, right? So it can have its own sovereignty. So actually, it has own autonomous control of the security part and the consensus mechanism. So they can reduce the time of the consensus to reach the consensus. At the same time, they can have their own mechanism to have the parallel. We can call the EVM parallel to implement it in the Polygon as well. So it can increase the throughput of the network by themselves. They don't have to. They don't have to do
it all over.
Yeah.
What exactly is a layer 2, Jimmy?
You can think it's a delegate. So a lot of the transactions can be delegated to the layer 2 chains. So I would like to mention another character of the Polygon is that the Polygon has its own security protocol, and that security protocol is also optional. So that means the blockchain can get their own control of the security. So they can have the transactions very quickly and then hand over back to the main chain to get the results. So it can be you can think it as an outsource of the main chain to do some computing work and transaction work, and then hand over the results back to the main chain.
Why would NodeReal or anyone, like, why are we supporting Polygon as our third chain, right? We started with BNB BSC support ages ago. We've launched Ethereum support, mainnet, Gurley testnet. I think we have another testnet as well. And now we're launching Polygon. So what's so special about Polygon? Why is that our third chain?
Yeah, that's a great question. Actually, our strategy is to support the most common used chains. Of course, we built from the BSC because we have a deep knowledge of the BSC. We have a lot of the optimism to provide fast and reliable and cheap service to the community. So that BSC is our first chain we supported. And Ethereum, of course, we are building the app ecosystem on top of the Ethereum network. And Polygon, I think, is maybe one of the most popular layer 2 solutions in the EVM ecosystem. And a lot of customers came to us to ask, hey guys, do you support Polygon? Because we're building some very cool and very fancy applications on the layer 2 solutions. So that's the reason why we add the Polygon at the third. Again, you just ask what is the unique of the Polygon, right? Actually, Polygon is one slogan of Polygon is very popular, is that Polygon is building the blockchain internet of blockchains. So it focused on multi-chain solution, and I think that's the future we are going to. And a lot of the industries, a lot of the applications it has some macro transactions that needs to be handled very quickly, and hand over the results to the layer 1 blockchain. So that's the reason we want to add the Polygon at the top of our EVM ecosystem to support.
I've seen Polygon a lot in the press recently for some really cool things. I saw Polygon, I think it was probably a month ago now. Time flies when you're having fun, but Polygon supported the NFTs on Instagram. Polygon supporting NFTs on Facebook as well, if I'm not mistaken. Polygon just got accepted to Disney's one of 4 or 5 companies.
Yeah, I saw that news as well. Yeah,
it's amazing.
Was really exciting. Yes, that was amazing. Yeah.
These guys are killing it. They're crushing it. I'm proud to be able to support that chain. I see a huge, anyone that works that hard for growth, anyone that has that many integrations and that many connections, I think that's going to be a successful company. And for me, I think that's just that alone is a great reason to support them. Never mind all the other amazing things they've done. These guys work hard, man, and it's super impressive.
Yeah, actually, Polygon is gaining its momentum in the EVM. I mean Ethereum ecosystem. Yeah, they have some very exciting projects ongoing. And again, I just mentioned that I think the multi-chain connection or a multi-chain communication is the future of our blockchain technology and the Web3 development. So that's the reason we want to support Polygon as the first layer 2 chain in NodeReal.
For sure. And there's some more coming later as well, right? It's not just Polygon. I think we spoke about, well, it's not layer 2, but we spoke about Avalanche. We spoke about some layer 2s, Optimism, Arbitrum. I don't know if we've gotten to many more details than that, but anyways, Polygon's not the only one. Polygon's just the first. There's a few different examples I've just given, or some are layer 2, some are not. What is the difference between a side chain and a layer 2?
Yeah, that's a great question. Sidechain, you can see a lot of sidechain applications in the GameFi usage, because the GameFi have some transactions that is very requires very quick response, and but the value of this transaction is not that very high, and so that means the security requirement can be lower than the financial applications, right? So sidechain, that is because the sidechain has its own security patterns. So it doesn't depend on the main chain or layer 1 chain to handle the security. So that means the sidechain sidechain is running in parallel with the main chain, with the main chain, like the Ethereum. But the layer 2 is built on top of the main chain. So you can have the sidechain communication with main chain with the bridging technology, and to hand over the data, and you can have your everything running on the sidechain. So it's gaining populations. It's gaining its popularity for the GameFi industry, and maybe in the future for other usages.
I think that's a good example you've given. A way that it was also explained to me previously was the side chain is for, as you mentioned, really big volume, right? And I think when speaking to some of our partners at NodeReal, actually, some people would come and say, hey, we need a side chain for this. And I would ask them, hey, are you sure you need a side chain? Because a side chain and, getting hooked into a layer 2 solution or even into BNB mainnet or ETH mainnet is a whole different ballgame, right? Having your own side chain is a serious endeavor, right? It's completely different from going and running your game or your DApp on a layer 2, right?
Yep. So actually, you can think of sidechain as a almost independent chain. So you can have control all your token economy and everything you want to configure. So you have the full control of your sidechain, and the only thing you need to worry about is the bridging technology to hand over to have the multi-chain communication. But layer 2, I think the security depends on the layer 1 main chain, and the layer 2 can handle the transaction for you and hand over to the main chain. So that's the difference. So for the usage, to answer your question, you just mentioned every time customer came to us, you asked, do you really need your sidechain? So to answer that question, I think depends. So if they have some very clear definition of their usage, and to explain the details why they want to use the sidechain instead of the layer 2, for example, they want to have some very different customizations, have very different, the consensus mechanism, and very different security pattern. I think the sidechain is a good option. We are working with the customer that is the GameFi industry. So we are doing some in our NodeReal. We are doing the customization for the customer to enable the customer to have some very special cases. So I think that's the very good example why customer use a sidechain instead of a layer 2 solution. So maybe in the future we can share the case studies with our community to see in which case the sidechain is a better solution compared to the layer 2 solution.
That's cool. Okay, let's do that for next week, I think. Why not, right?
Yeah, we can share the case study with the community after everything is settled down. But at this moment, I cannot share more information. But after that, maybe agree with the customer, we can do that next week. Yeah.
Let's do it next week. Let's see if we can get a podcast together and we can talk about the difference. We can share some data on that. That'd be cool. Okay, Jimmy, I don't have any more questions for today. I think we're just about out of time. We've kept it right in the time frame we were hoping for. Do you have anything you want to add as we wrap things up, or you think we're good?
I think we are good. We can wrap up.
Cool, Jimmy. Thanks for coming on, man.